it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Friday, July 29th. I'm going to do something different in this video. I'm going to try not to use my hands. It's so hard. I have like serious hand. I'm always using my hands. Okay. Season 17 of Sister Wives starts next week. I wish it was starting next week, September 11th. And And I was thinking about a premonition for this upcoming season when it comes to Robyn Brown. Okay, last season, Robyn was depressed. And she was like in the middle of a lot of drama between Cody, his kids, and her other sister wives.
I just don't know why they're not figuring this stuff out and talking and finding the things that they love about each other.
Her relationship with Janelle was like in the toilet. Janelle basically told Robyn and told the person at the woman that did the interviews for the tell-all that she didn't know if she even wanted to have a relationship with Robyn. She wasn't sure if she wanted to go there. And Robyn was like bawling.
Christine says they're divorced. Technically, in my head, they're not, but, you know, because their marriage was done by our church officials.
Bawling at this event. Remember, that's where my crying meme comes from. She was so sad because she said like she felt like her family was falling apart, that this is what she'd always wanted. She wanted the family structure. She wanted to be in polygamy. She didn't want to be a monogamous wife, and was like devastated by her lack of relationships with her other sister wives. And then Cody was like basically going on and on and on about how it's like Christine and Janelle against everyone else. And they have sort of, you know, put Robyn in a corner and they don't treat her very well and yada, yada, yada. Like he always sticks up for Robyn because he claims that Robyn's not being treated very well.
I think Robyn feels very sad.
I know, she's very sweet. I mean, it's not fun breaking people's hearts.
Very well. So Miss Robyn was talking about how Cody was really moody and she was having a hard time with his mood. She was also having a hard time spending as much time with him because she never gets a break from him because he's literally always at her house. And now that he's not spending the nights with Janelle or Mary anymore, that means every single night he is at home with Robyn. And that means she gets to have all of his moods. Well, if we have any idea about what's coming up for this season for Robyn, I have a few ideas. First, there's been a lot of stuff happening on social media with Robyn and the kids, and with several of these kids making it known how they feel about Robyn, including Garrison and Gabriel, you know, and even Christine said that her girls saw a difference in how she was treated versus Robyn and Robyn's kids. Peyton has made it very clear that he has no relationship with Robyn. And Robyn and Mary are the only ones that have stuck together. So what is my premonition for this season with Robyn? I think it's going to be Robyn as the odd woman out. And I think it's going to be a lot of drama for Robyn. And I think it's going to be a lot of crying for Robyn. And I think it's going to be a lot of fighting about Robyn's place. And I think there's going to be a lot of just unhappiness. You know, as much as everyone's going to say that this is what Robyn wanted, maybe this isn't what Robyn wanted. Maybe Robyn didn't want to be a monogamous wife. Maybe she really did want to be a plural wife. So some things that have come out are that, you know, the boys don't talk to Cody, and she says that she can't force the relationships to happen. And she's also talked about how some of the kids are they blame her for his rules. They blame her for him not seeing everyone. They blame her for how he treats other people and how he treats the other kids. And the kids have been vocal about how he treats Robyn's kids differently than the others.
I never know if it was these other things that were going on or if it was me. And it kills me.
This has nothing to do with her coming into the family. We should have been able to absorb her, and I think we could have. That would have been easy. Having a wife come into the family is like a new team member. And I think we would.
Peyton went as far on a podcast to basically say that Robyn is his dad's soulmate, and so Robyn is the one that his dad loves, and Robyn got someone to take care of her kids, is how he framed it. which is just so bizarre to me. Anyways, at the end of last season, if you recall, she was sitting down with Mary at Coyote Pass, and she was basically crying about how Kody is so moody and it's really hard for her to be around him all the time, and she's having to deal with the aftermath of him and his breakup with Christine. And Kody at the tell-all, which was filmed in November of 2021. So just put yourself in this mindset. This is when it was filmed, and he was deeply grieving. He was very dark. Said he was feeling angry. He wasn't sure if he wanted to stay polygamist anymore. He was feeling like he wasn't sure where he was at in terms of how he felt. So then another part of me thought maybe Robyn is wondering if Kody's going to leave her and leave polygamy altogether. I don't see this being an easy transition for Kody and Robyn, as much as everyone wants to say that they're like in love and everything is perfect. Kody is such a narcissist that I feel like his mood is going to trickle on over to Robyn. And I think Kody's the kind of man, in my opinion, you can only take in small doses, unless Robyn really loves him. Who knows?
All the time. Some of the family has come together in a little clique that has literally excluded some of the other family members. Like the cliquiness, the bullying, the exclusion, and stuff like that. Gabriel sees it one way, I see it negatively.
So another thing that I was thinking about was that if Kody is going to be moody all the time, and if Robyn's dealing with all of the fallout and all the anger, I'm wondering if either one of them are going to start showing up on social media again. So Kody's grieving, he's angry, he's in support groups for divorced men. Could you imagine if that's part of the show now? Like, he's still married to 3 women, but he's at a support group for divorced men. Another thing that I'm thinking about is that Robyn's fractured relationship, I'm guessing, with the sister wives is going to get way worse. Like, way worse. I think that with Christine leaving the dynamic duo, with Christine leaving the family, you've only got 3 women left, and it's going to be Janelle's the odd woman out. So I'm guessing, because Janelle doesn't get along with Mary very well, and she really doesn't like Robyn, I'm guessing that Robyn and Mary are going to somehow find a way to alienate Janelle even further away from the family. And I say this because Janelle doesn't talk to anyone about the Mary or Robyn ever.
Well,
like
it's more of a just a committed relationship.
Are you in love with Janelle?
I love Janelle. Janelle wouldn't tell you she was in that place with me either, if she was being honest.
Look, we have a long-term relationship. We've been together almost 30 years. He's my best friend.
Like, all of her social media is wiped clean, basically, of Kody. She never talks about him. And some of you guys say, well, maybe it's in their contract not to talk about Kody. Pish posh, no way. They're all supposed to be proclaiming love for each other. And up until a couple seasons ago, they were always gushing over Kody on their social media and posting how much they loved him and posting lovey-dovey pictures and celebrating their anniversaries and birthdays. They don't do that anymore. Like, when Kody has a birthday on social media, nobody even acknowledges that he exists. Kody and Robyn's child, Leon, it's their birthday today. They turned 27, and Mary posted a sweet, sweet tribute to Leon. Nobody else really said much, but so Mary will acknowledge Leon. Janelle will acknowledge her kids. Christine will acknowledge her kids. All of them ignore Kody. Okay? So Mary has thrown a ton of shade at Christine online. And I also think that Mary and Robyn are probably getting closer because Christine's out of the picture. So now they can start to find a way to collaborate their forces to make it even more uncomfortable for Janelle. So I predict that they're going to make Janelle so uncomfortable that she'll leave the family at some point. That's my opinion. So Robyn and Mary might conspire to kick Janelle out of the family. Do you see this? This is my prediction for the future. Let's come back in a couple years and see if this happens. My next prediction is that she's not going to allow Kody to have any other wives. So even though Christine has left the family and they need to have 4 wives to get into this basic like footholds of Celestial Kingdom, I don't see Robyn supporting him finding another wife. And I don't see Mary trying to find another wife for Kody because Mary's all the way out the door in the Grand Canyon with her best friend. You know, she doesn't really care at this point. So Robyn would then have to be the bait, and then she would have to sell the fact that her husband's now a divorcee and his one wife couldn't handle him anymore. He's got another wife that doesn't talk to him anymore and another wife that barely acknowledges existence. So how is Robyn going to recruit for Kody? She can't. So the only person that could do the bait would be Robyn, and Robyn doesn't like to share. And Robyn, even though she says she likes to share, so I predict that Robyn will not allow any more women in the family. And so I predict that Robyn, who said that she didn't want to be a monogamist, actually embraces the fact that she is a monogamist and has her everything that she wants and does an evil laugh behind the scenes, and the rest of the family hates her. That's my prediction for Robyn this season. I also predict that Robyn will cry a lot. I predict that Robyn will play the victim. I predict that Robyn will try to meddle into Kody's relationships. I predict that she will blame Christine for the breakup. I predict that she will blame Christine for not trying enough. I predict that she will have some sort of falling out with Janelle. And I also predict that she will cry a lot with no tears. So Robyn Brown, my predictions for season 17. I know it's off the wall. You can tell me if you agree. That's where I'm at. And I also predict she will not come back to social media. I predict she will not do any live tweeting. I predict she will not post anything on Instagram. I predict she will stay as far away out of the spotlight as possible. Kody has already disappeared off of Twitter. He's disappeared off of Cameo. He's left Cameo. He hasn't been on Cameo in over a month. And that was like $99 every time he was getting a request. So Kody's not even like doing cameos now. He's so scared of people online. I feel like Kody and Robyn are going to further retreat into their love nest. And they go dancing and they go to Victoria's Secret and they have dinners out. And are we going to see their honeymoon? Maybe we'll see their second honeymoon on season 17. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.